Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we are swapping out the front shocks on the A3. They've blown out and they're making a rattling noise and it's really annoying, so they need changing. It is however winter and I don't like working on cars in the winter. It's cold, it's wet, it's dark, and yeah, it's not very fun. And there's no daylight as well. But anyway, let's get started. I'm just going to come in and interrupt the video. I'm going to play the clip of me driving around and you can hear the knocking noise. I later discovered that this noise is not the front shocks, it is in fact the drop links. I did get an advisory when I got the car aligned that one of the shocks was slightly bent, so this wasn't a completely wasted attempt at swapping the shocks, but at the same time it was just the drop links making that sound. So let's get started with stripping the car down. With the wheel nuts cracked, we can get the car on jack stands. And begin stripping down the front suspension. I always find giving everything a spray with penetrating fluid makes everything go a lot smoother. Let's crack off the drive shaft bolt. And the bolt securing the brake line to the hub, as well as the pinch bolt around the back of the suspension strut, and then move on to removing the drop links. There are 3 bolts that secure the control arm to the hub. So we've got most of the suspension stripped down. We've got the pinch bolt at the back taken out, and we've got the brake lines released, we've got the tie rod end taken off, and we've got the drop link saved, and it's not damaged. Sky shaft popped out and the lower control arm bolts are done. So now we're just going to use a spreader tool to spread this out. I'm going to take the hub off the shock, and then we can undo the shock at the top of the turret. A quick reminder to remember to disconnect the ABS sensor on the hub. If you do, however, forget to disconnect it and snap the wire, a brake pad sensor actually has the same connector as the ABS sensor, and that can be used to repair the wiring. Don't tell me how I know. This was just a cheap spreader tool I got off Amazon, but it made the job 10 times easier. There are 3 bolts at the top of the suspension turret to undo, and the shock can be removed. These are the replacement parts we've got. We've got 2 new shocks. I've got MK because they have a 5-year warranty and they're about mid-range price-wise. And I've got some new boots from Febby and some bump stops as well, so that we can change everything whilst we have it apart. With the shocks removed from the car, we can now compress the springs and remove the top mounts. These top mounts were replaced 20,000 miles ago, so I'm not going to change them here. The old gator had some tears and cracks in, so it's definitely time to change them. We can now repeat the process for the other side as well. And now it's time to reseat the spring and put the top mount back on the new suspension strut. The strut assembly can now be put back into the car. Okay, here's an update of what we've done. So this shock goes in. Basically I put the spreader back in the back of this and put the jacked up the wheel. So shock is all in, bolts at the top are tightened. I snapped the bolt for this retainer, so I need to take the disc off and drill. Now I put a new bolt in, pinch bolt is back in, and the shock is seated all the way here. Inside. It can go back on, and control arm tie rod is back on. The bolts at the bottom, done back up. This side is done. Now we can do up the final bolts, and this side of the car is complete. Moving on to the passenger side, I'm now at the stage of putting the hub back onto the strut. As you can see, this went on so much easier with using the spreader tool. The drop link can be reattached, and the bracket that holds on the brake line can also be reattached. The drive shaft bolt can be put back in, and I like to jack up the car from the hub to double check that the strut is seated all the way. Now the pinch bolt can be put back in, and the final parts of the car can be reassembled. So after putting the car completely back together and taking it on a road test, it's still making a clunking. So I'm going to change the drop links. These ones are from MQB. They are a bit more beefier, and like the heads on them are a bit bigger. You'll see this when we take the old ones off. And the bar on them is not a solid bar. It's got a bit of flex to it. So hopefully these should last a bit longer, because I did only change the last drop links 2 years ago. Like 20,000 miles. The front shocks are great though, but I think the drop links are the things that are making the noise. So it's now time to take off the front wheels all over again. And to change the drop links, it is two 18mm bolts, one at the top and one at the bottom. So I've just dropped the under tray to give a little bit more access to the bolts on the drop link. Let's whiz them off. Spraying these down and using a wire brush makes them come off a lot easier. To put on the new drop links, it's just a case of undoing the two nuts and slotting them into the anti-roll bar and to the strut. You may find you need to turn the steering of the car to get these to slot in. So these are the two drop links. This is the old one. This joint has got at the bottom. Well, the top's still nice and firm, but it's the boots are cracking. The boot here is cracking, and the joint is really loose. Comparing to the new one, which is a Febby part, just seems a lot higher quality. The whole joint is a lot bigger, and these bars aren't solid, so there's a little bit of flex in them, which compared to this one, a bit disappointed this only lasted 2 years. But we've got, yeah, fresh ones go on. And that is one side changed with the lovely new shock that we also installed. Wheel back on, onto the other side. This drop link gave me quite a lot of hassle, and I ended up having to cut it off with the angle grinder. That last one was quite a struggle to get off, and as you can see, it's now dark. Had to use the angle grinder. But yeah, time to put the new one on this side, tighten it up, and we are all done. So that concludes changing the front shocks and drop links on this Audi A3. This is a very similar job for a lot of VW MQB cars. I just wanted to take a second to give a shout out to where I ordered my parts from. I'm ordering them at the moment from a website called Parts in Motion, based down in Exeter. This is not a sponsorship. The company give really good service and really competitive prices on some well-known brands of parts. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and see you in the next video.